Hello people, what's good? Today I have a speed build inspired by the TV series The Bear. I've just finished watching season 3 where, spoiler alert, the refurbished restaurant opens and the new design, it's giving fine dining, Michelin stars, but I fancy trying to create the original beef restaurant from season 1. Now, it's not a direct replica, but I've done my best to have similarities in the building layout and some of the elements of what you see in the show, and it'll still be completely fully functional to play as a restaurant if you've got the Dine Out game pack. So I'll pop the gallery ID in the description if you fancy downloading it. At the end of the video, I'll give a walking tour. I'll just give a tour of the full bud anyway, so you can see all the rooms. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get to it. So to start, I figured the best slot, well, one of the best slots to build this on would be obviously in the city living pack in San Myshuno. It's already got that built up city vibe anyway. So in terms of this whole inspired by theme, it makes sense to have our restaurant in kind of the heart of the city as it was in Chicago. So just starting off, basically just trying to work out the rough layout. So I looked through like old episodes, production photography, just to get a grasp of what the layout of the building would be. And it kind of feels like sort of Stuart Little, if that makes sense, in the sense that it was old buildings and then the cities just kind of grew and grew around it. So it's looking like just a big old box at the moment, but further on through the video you'll see I'll divide up the building into kind of like 3 sections, as if there's been a bit of an extension. So it was just one rectangular brick building, and then when they acquired it, or whoever historically acquired it, then they built an extension on either side. The original vibe of the restaurant or diner is quick food when you're on the go. A lot of workies, a lot of locals who just want a good old hearty, big like pub grub kind of sandwich. This is the spot that they get it from Original Beef. So that's the rough and ready style that I was going for. So it needs a lot of TLC, obviously, because in the story, obviously, Michael, Carmi's late brother, was, that was his business venture, and it was a diamond in the rough kind of thing. Like, it had charm. It wasn't perfect, but people loved it for what it was. So even though it's giving rough and ready, I still wanted it to look like, it still had to be compliant with whatever the health and safety standards were. So the TLC rough areas, it's more to do with like the flooring, the wallpaper choices, but they still know, you gotta have a clean kitchen. It's not always completely orderly, but I didn't want to use the worn down, messy kitchen counters. You know what, actually, side note, just looking at how this build is shaped now as like the original design, if I wanted to try and go for the new version, like the brand new restaurant that they made, like it looks completely different. Like, I know they knocked through a lot of stuff. There was, I don't know, to be fair, that series, absolutely love it. And it's so palpable, like the stress that all of the characters go through. And it makes like the whole restaurant and chef industry, it looks hard work, but also it's quite dreamy as well. Like the sequences of how and the meticulousness and the care and the beauty of creating all these pretty plates and amazing meals. I'm not a reviewer though. I've got no critical analysis of why I've loved watching every season of The Bear and all the amazing characters and performances that are given, but it slaps. I rate it. That's my opinion, and I loved it so much that I built it in The Sims. But you know what? I'm gonna leave it at that for now in terms of chit-chatting, because it speaks for itself. These speed builds, they speak for themselves. So you've got the MO. It's a little bit dated, but still relatively looked after. But there's a bit of chaos within that. A couple of cracks on the floor, a couple of stains, a lot of papers and mess in the office. I've tried to put a few little Easter eggs as well. So, for example, in the office space, there's a little ornament of a taxi and a city that I thought that would have been cute, as in, say, someone from the family went out to visit Carmi, or he sent that as a gift from one of his travels when he's going off learning how to be a chef, so that would have been really cute displayed up there. The colour scheme for the restaurant, it's similar to the Chicago Bears, colours of orange and blue tied in there. What else? Yes, in the basement, you know, where Richie and Carmi are talking about purpose, there's a close-up picture of some food and also a framed picture of like a magazine clipping. So just for story mode purposes, I was thinking that was Mikey, dead proud of Carmi, collecting all the articles about his brother being this amazing up-and-coming chef and sharing all these pictures of all the new dishes and recipes that he was making, and he had them up in the office. And then obviously Carmi coming back home, dealing with all of his grief and trauma and whatnot, he saw all that and was like, absolutely not. I don't want any reference of that chapter, and so he just lashed it in the basement. Oh, and also there's a vault randomly. I was going to make that be a surprise in the walking tour, but there's no way of getting into it. To get into it, you'd have to teleport your sim into that room, but because obviously, again, spoiler alert for season 1, when, you know, the restaurant's on its knees and they could really do with an influx of cash to try and do it up, they find, I think it's like tins of tinned tomatoes or tinned soup. There were these little tins, or I think cans, people say in America, filled with money though, and it was a last little gift from Mikey, and that's what they used to then fund the renovation. So just as a little nod to that, we've got the very extra safe from the Get Famous pack, I think it comes from. So yeah, a lot of little nuggets here and there for anyone who's seen the series and might pick up on them. But otherwise, enjoy the build, and I'll see you for the walking tour. So you come in through the front door, there's a little wall of fame portrait which I love. There's like a signed picture of a boxer, so just that cute little touch there. That's the waiter's station, or that's where the trash goes. Beef, that's why I put the cow symbol up there. There's a couple of drinks cups that they were from debug sections. They were full, but then when you go into live mode, they just appear empty, but it is what it is. I put a little certificate on the side, and there's the red table where they all sit. And then you'll eventually walk through to the dining area. Got a jukebox, you've got the blinds down, cute posters, you've got the Chicago Bears colours that I talked about, some orange and blues, the arcade at the back. Yeah, it's the kind of like picnicky tables, because it's everything's kind of thrown together a little bit. And then the public bathroom, which is not the cleanest, but it's functional. And then you've got the toilet stalls with some graffiti included. I think those came with Discover University, if I'm remembering correctly. So yeah, we come out of the toilets and back through the eating area. Super simple, sad flooring, sad wallpaper, but it works. And then the brick on that one side, just so you can see that it's an extension from the outside. And then this is the selling section, and then the menu up there, a little coffee machine. And then we go through to the kitchen. And again, basically just classic cabinets, a bit of paraphernalia, and then lots of worktop space. The cracked floor detail just to show, the wear and tear. A couple of splodges. Got the hand sanitizer. We've got the seasoning rack, the cooking area. Or you can just see all the nice little detailing that's included in the dine out pack. And then you put your plates in through to the outside world. People get their orders. Then you've got the walk-ins here, got the walk-in freezer, and I tried at one point to see if I could just like get lots of debug items and really throw together lots of actual jars, like items, food, packaging, whatever, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience to lay that all up, and I didn't really want to, so then I just used the freezer cabinets and just a couple of shelvings and smaller bits and pieces just to give that vibe. And then we've got those lovely shelves of all the food containers. Got 2 grill sections here, which is really nice, abundant counter space. And then on the bumper on the back, that's I've dubbed it Marcus's section, so that's where he does all of his baking and experimentation. So there's sacks of flour, baking tins, and his like recipe books and his notebooks for all his ideas and food inspiration and flavor combinations. We have the locker room for people to keep their personal items in, and then there's the office, a lot of papers, a lot of like chaos. We've got the cute little ornaments of the taxi in the building, which I talked about, and yeah, they've got like my first simoleon poster, which is really cute, just to add a little bit of a personal touch. And then we've got the back of house area, so that's the staff entrance in and out to the rear, and dishwashing area with all the plates, a little sitting down, that's just some storage just to fill out the space. Then we come into the staff bathroom, nothing too swanky. It's got a shower, it's got a toilet, it's got a sink, it's got a little incense as well, as a nice effort to make it feel a little bit more pleasant. Again, more hand sanitizer. God, does this camera work? Sorry if it's giving you like motion sickness, but that's just to show you the connection through to the other side. And then we have kind of this back section really is just let it be symbolic of basically all the wiring, the electronics, the plumbings, the gas, all that jazz essentially to keep the kitchen operational. That's kind of what I did with that section over there. And then we'll head into the basement. Cheeky little cobweb and cracks because it's old. And again, just a few little bits of clutter without it being too overbearing. And obviously, like, you know, cracks, a bit of damp, some like posters, some old bar stools, some signage and whatnot. I don't know why I put the hamper in there, but hey, it's their extra spare plates. Maybe they were gifted. And then there in the corner is the magazine article and picture of like a dish that, you know, that represents, you know, Kami's journey, which he lashed into that corner because it's just very sad for him. Now here we have the secret vault. So if it's behind the public toilets and the regular staff toilets, a little square room, not painted with any special wallpaper or flooring, just a big old vault with a pile of money and like jewels and gold bars and safety deposit boxes, because that's how extra it is in The Sims. But yeah, that is the final little bit of the building tour. Thanks so much for watching this speed build. Hope you enjoyed it. If you choose to download it, I hope you have fun playing in it, or you can tear it down, change it up, make it better, whatever you fancy. That's what it's there for. We share in the gallery and then we let everybody else run wild with the builds. So yeah, that's it for now. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye.